Welcome to Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear it for our special guest host, Stephen Davies.
So excited to be chatting with everybody today. I'm telling you what, this is such a special time of year. I love the fourth quarter. Let me tell you one of the reasons I love the fourth quarter, because every year someone's multiple people have absolute breakthroughs. I'm telling you, every year. That's one of my favorite things about the fall is I'm going into it going, who's it going to be this year? Who's going to be that name? Who's going to be that person that bursts onto the scene? Who's going to be that person that just joined in September and wins the trip? Who's going to be that person that breaks through to EVP, that breaks through to board member? Who's going to be that? Who's it going to be? Who's going to have their best personal production month ever? Who's going to, who? It's not a matter of if. It's just a matter of who. That's what's so exciting to me about the fourth quarter. It's like, I know it's going to happen. It's like a movie. Like, I know it's going to be great. I just can't wait to see what happens. I'm telling you, I know what's going to happen. I can't wait to see who happens. And so I'm so excited to be hosting the TWC as we get started in the fourth quarter here. And I got to tell you, when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I was thinking and just going, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to cover? And then I'm watching on, text message. I'm watching on the AM WhatsApp, on the Alliance Facebook. I'm just going, look at Andy. The reason I'm doing the TWC is because he's out there serving. He's doing 2 days. He's meeting with small groups, meeting with big groups, meeting with anybody that wants to get better. Think about that. Who in that position is going to be gone that much? Boom, 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 boom. Because that's one of the things that I'm always scratching my head when someone's, when their life's a mess and they won't go. It's like, dude, go. That's when Holly and I lived in that crappy apartment. I was like, I'm going to go because there ain't nothing here, right? So, but he's got stuff, man. He's got an awesome place in Florida. He's got multiple places in North Carolina, and yet he's out there. And I thought, what better topic to talk about than passion? He said the whole reason I'm hosting the TWC is because Andy's out there with his passion, talking to folks, hugging on folks, high-fiving folks, sharing. So I was just like, let's talk about passion. And passion is one of those things, man. I'm telling you, it's not a matter of just getting. It's a matter of getting and keeping. It's a matter of getting and keeping. It's kind of like the gas in the tank. If you just fill up once, how long does that last? Until you run out. It's like, well, dadgummit, why is my car not going anywhere? I had gas previously. Anybody that's thinking about getting married, let me tell you something. Don't run out of gas on the side of the interstate the first month of marriage. She will be less than impressed. That's a hypothetical. It did not happen to Holly and I. What happened? We ran out of gas. Same thing with passion. It's just not a matter of going, I'm a passionate person. From henceforth, I shall be passionate. And my passion shall. No, we got to keep. So it's a constant thing. Not only the decision to be passionate, but then the decision to do the things that will keep your passion tank full. And that's the stuff we're going to talk about today. The stuff we're going to talk about today is going to help you and I leave this call full of passion, but it's also going to help us fill our tank back up all along the way. That way we don't ever run out. Because you've been there, I've been there. Super excited about something. And then later on, I'm like, what the heck happened? Lost some. I didn't do the things. Does that make sense? I know these things we're going to talk about work because I've seen it in my life. I've seen it when I screw up on one. And then I go, oh, there goes my passion. Right? Well, in fact, the thing about losing passion is you don't realize you've lost it. It's just everybody else is like, he lost his passion. And then finally you go, I think I lost my passion. And I go, oh, I screwed up on that one. I'm telling you these work. So I'm doing this call through the lens of if I'm going to win the fourth quarter, and I've got to win the fourth quarter. You've got to win the fourth quarter. Why do we got to win the fourth quarter? Because the fourth quarter has everything to do with what we will be able to do in 2023. Meaning if we limp through the fourth quarter, meaning if we do the minimums, just enough to qualify for this, just enough, we're going to come into 2023, and we're going to get smoked, and we're going to go, oh, I don't want that to happen to you or me. So me and you, we're in this together. We've got to attack the fourth quarter with passion like crazy. We got to do these things to get passionate. We got to do these things to stay passionate. And here's why this is so important. One, it's attractive. It's attractive. When you're a passionate person, you're going to find passionate people. Why? Because passionate people like to be around passionate people. That's one of the reasons I was so happy to go to the Waco thing with American Amicable. Do I love insurance products? Yeah. You know what I love even more than that? Being around passionate people. So I was like, that's an opportunity. So it's attractive. People want to be around passionate people. When you have someone that just can't seem to get their business moving, it's often because they're not attracting anything because there's no passion there. Here's the other thing. It's infectious. So not only will passion attract people to you, attract the right people to you, it will rub off on them. It'll rub off on them. So here, for you and I as leaders, whether we're leading our family or our business, here's the lens we got to look through. If there's no passion on the team, ain't but one person to blame. Ain't but one person to blame. Woohoo! This guy. Does that make sense? That's the lens we got to look, because it's infectious. If we're passionate, the team will have passion. If we're not, the team won't. It's that simple. Here's the other thing about passion. It keeps you engaged. You'll win to the degree, you and I will win to the degree that we stay engaged in the process. Passion does that. Let me tell you something else. Passion makes it fun. My 8th point is going to be all about fun. Passion makes it fun. You see someone with no passion or low passion, they have any fun? Nobody says, that guy's a ton of fun. He has zero passion. Nobody says that. It makes it fun. Let me tell you something. It's also a results multiplier. That's why a passionate person can take 20 appointments and get way better results than a different person running those same 20 appointments that has got no passion. Person with passion can take 10 new recruits and get them started, get them excited, getting lists like crazy because they're passionate. Remember, it's a results multiplier. Another person, same 10 recruits. Man, nobody's doing anything. Passion is a multiplier. Here's the other thing. It expands the possibilities. If passionate people appear more fortunate, it's because they are. They're more fortunate because passion expands the opportunities. Because of all the things I talked about, the attractiveness of it, how it's infectious, how it keeps us engaged. It expands the possibilities. It expands what's possible. Here's what I want to tell you. Let's do these things. Let's continue to do these things so that you and I lead with passion. There's plenty of the Walking Dead out there already. I mean, absolutely Walking Dead. Plenty of them. Let's you and me be different. Let's you and I infect. Let's you and I be patient zero for passion. Let's go infect everybody, all right? So number one point on passion. You got to give it to get it. The starting point of a passionate life is you. The starting point of a passionate life for me is me. We got to give to get. We can't, there's no one on this earth. It's just one of those facts like no one was put on this earth to make you more passionate. No one. You're not going to, I finally met the one person that was put on earth for no other job than to make me passionate, and I have found thee. That's not going to happen. No one was put on this earth to make you a more passionate person. We got to give it to get it. That's how it works. That's how passion works. Think about this. What makes for a great concert? The energy, right? I'm thinking about taking Tinsley to a show. Me and her are rock buddies. And I'm just going, I want to take her to the best show. What makes for the best show? When the artist brings the passion to the stage. Did you think about this? Think about this. It's not like they're backstage. It's not like they're backstage going, I can't wait to do this, for I'm the most passionate person ever. No, it's a decision they make. If I want to get passion and energy from the crowd, I've got to bring it when I get out on stage. It's a decision. Does that make sense? Think about it like this. Imagine you go to a concert. Performer moseys out on stage. How's everybody tonight? Yeah. All right. You know, it's a midweek night, so being a school night and all, I'm going to need you guys to bring some energy, okay? All right, let me go get my instrument. Head for the doors. That show's going to be the worst. But when the performer comes out on stage and they bring the energy, they bring the excitement, everybody moves up. You ever seen that? Like especially like on the floor at a concert? What happens when the performer comes out with passion? Everybody moves up. Remember, passion attracts. Everybody moves up like, oh yes, let's go. Everybody's excited. It's no different than football, right? Pretty much everybody loves watching football. What gets you fired up when you see the players in the tunnel and they're doing that? You don't see the players in the tunnel going, how y'all think this one's going to go? Yeah, well, man, I guess anything could happen. You know? I hope the stadium's full today. You know, yeah, that'd be good. What are you going to do afterwards? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not what you see in the tunnel. It's like when you can't keep them back, right? Beal, you know this from your football days. What that feels like to be in that tunnel. You know what I'm saying? It's passion. It's passion, but you got to give it to get it. It's the only way it works. And it's what the stuff I'm talking about works in a business and in a family. Those of y'all that know me know I'm all about my marriage and having a thriving family. If I want passion in my family, in my house, it's got to start with me. If you ever get a couple that's waiting on the other, both of them are waiting on the other to go first, they ain't going to make it. You got to give it to get it. That's how passion works. Now, let me tell you one thing about this. I'm going to give you one last thing, and then I want to get to my second point because I can't wait to hear what Beal has to say. It always comes back to you, but often not as quick as we hope. Meaning, we give it, it will come back. If we give it, we will get it. But it often, at least in my experience, maybe your experience has been different, but my experience has been, I've often got to give it longer than I thought until it starts coming back. And then other people's excitement's feeding me. Does that make sense? So just here's what it is. It's a decision that we will give it regardless of whether we get it. Now that's important. It's an important distinction. You could say give it until we get it. No. That leaves us an out. We're going to give it regardless. It's one of those laws like gravity. You give passion, you will get passion back, right? You jump off a building, you ain't going sideways. We know gravity works. Same deal with this. All right, number 2. Imagine the future. If you want to be a passionate person, you've got to imagine the future. I want to get one of my guests on to absolutely light us up on this. Brandon, you ready to go, brother? You got me excited last night with your text. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this too. Because I know you bring passion. You are patient zero for passion. You know what I'm saying? So light us up, brother. I want to hear some of this stuff about how you imagine the future and the power of your why.
Can you hear me okay, Stephen?
Loud and clear, brother.
Awesome. Hey, man, I didn't know this, and my bad for not saying anything, but happy belated birthday, dude. I had zero idea. But yeah, my heart goes out to you. 42. You're still a young man. Still got a lot to do. And I don't take this for granted. Thank you for asking me to do this. But you're asking me to speak on something. Dude, I got goosebumps already. You're asking me to speak on something that I am passionate about. And it is imagining my future and constantly expanding my why. We need to understand that we are in a very privileged position with where the world is right now, where the economy is right now. We can literally go out there and print money. And then on the flip side of that coin, we can show other people how to go out and print money. Like all I do, Stephen, on a daily basis is the first thing I think about when I wake up. It's the last thing I think about before I close my eyes at night is what does my future with my wife, future kids, and my teammates look like? How awesome would it be for me and Ashley to fly first class to Australia, for 100 of your teammates to fly first class to Monte Carlo, like in a James Bond film. Like I think about crazy bleep like that. You know what I mean? And to me, nothing sounds better. And everybody's making over $500,000 a year. Nothing, absolutely nothing sounds better than that. Or showing up to NatCon in a limousine or some sort of, exotic car in Miami or LA, San Diego, Vegas, wherever, right? These are things that I think about and I talk about with my teammates and my wife on a daily basis, man. Well, Brandon, all that just sounds like money, and money's not everything. Okay. Well, tell the commission team the next time you have an ARC deposit to just give it to me if money's not everything. I joke, but in all honesty, dude, like, you need money to live. You need money to eat. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your bills. You want your kids to go to the best school? You need some money. I'm sure you have Chan Man and Tinsley in the best of schools. That takes money. You want your wife to be happy? You can't be broke. She can't go to bed at night thinking about, all right, we only have enough money to either feed us and our dogs or keep the lights and water. What do we do? Who wants to do that? Especially as a man, when we're supposed to protect and provide, who wants to do that? Who wants to worry about that and think about that? Right. I believe, Stephen, that your obsessions become your possessions. And I am absolutely obsessed with being passionate, as you said, and with financial freedom. That's where all this comes from. Wanting, craving, needing financial freedom. And the Beal dictionary says financial freedom is doing what the hell I want, when the hell I want, and who the hell I want to do it with.
I want a copy of the Beal dictionary.
That's what it means in my own dictionary. Okay. Your obsessions become your possessions. I think about it. I talk about it to God. I'm putting it out into the universe. It's going to happen, dude. It's just a matter of time. Keep putting in the work. It's going to come to me. It's just a matter of time. What do you think? We think you can, or you think you can't? Either way, you're right. Right. So if you keep saying, oh, I can't write 40,000. I can't write 20,000. I can't book 20 appointments. I can't do this. I can't do that. Guess what? You probably won't do it. Actually, you won't do it because your mind is already telling you can't do something. Right. See, I have this crazy disease, Stephen, and it's called sense of urgency. And for the life of me, there's no cure. To me, it's like now. That's why I have this agent levels chart behind me, because I'm obsessed with it. It's beautiful. It's bright and pretty colors. Like, and there's a tippy top. It's like Mount Everest. And not everybody can climb it, though. Not everybody can get up there, though. That's the challenge. Are you up for that challenge? You see what I'm saying? And I've said it before, dude, and I'll say it again. I'm hell-bent on being success here with Ashley and with my teammates. And if I'm being completely transparent, full disclosure, I want to be the first African-American millionaire in this company. I'm putting it out there. There it is. Terry Edwards and I talk about this on a consistent basis. Who's going to be the first? It's a race, a good competitive race. You know what I mean? And whoever else is on, Sean Boone, let's go, bro. You know what I mean? I got some guys right now that are just absolutely killing it, dude. And the mere fact that I've been speaking it for some time, Stephen, I said, we're going to do 100,000 in a month. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I looked at the numbers this morning, dude. Over $104,000 so far this month. Didn't say, oh, I probably can't do it. Probably won't do it. Nope. No way in hell we're going to do it. We're already done it. Still got 9 days left. Now I'm sitting here going, I just text my team. Can we do 150?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Can we do 200? Let's aim for 200 and miss a 150. That's how you have to think. That's how your future gets better. That's how your future gets brighter. You have to, even if it seems outlandishly crazy, people are telling you you're nuts. There's people asking you, dude, are you sure? There's people saying, or there's people doubting you. Good. Doubt me. That pisses me off more, and it makes me want to go harder. You talked about running out of the tunnel, that feeling you get. Dude, I played at Michigan. I played at the big house, 110,000 screaming crazy people. Nothing is more electrifying. I played at Northwestern. Like, nothing more crazy, nothing more exciting. That part of my life is over, and now this is like a damn close second. I get excited about hitting numbers. I get excited about helping Noel hit agency manager. I get excited when I got a guy in Antoine Johnson who's just crossed almost $60,000 in his second month with us in personal production. That excites me because now my why just opened up more because it's not just about me. It's about everyone around me, right? My why gets bigger every time we hire a new hero because now it incorporates them. You know what I mean? So now I have a why. I get to know their why. My why just got that much bigger because now I've made a solemn promise to this person to help them get to where they want to be. And my duty as your leader, mentor, whatever the hell you want to call me, is to help you get there. I'm hell bent on it, man. I crave financial freedom. And listen, Stephen, too, here's another thing, man. I really believe in going out and tasting your dreams. Does that make sense? Like, you may not be able to afford a private jet right now, but if you've had a good month, if you've had a good 60 days, if you've had a good 90-day run, fly first class. If you've had a good 90-day run, take your wife, take your kids to an expensive hotel for one night. Real life example, Ash and I just celebrated our 4th wedding anniversary, 4 years married, right? God, it feels like still year 1. But last minute we were like, dude, let's go to Hawaii. And then I was like, I don't know, because then that puts me 3 hours behind the 3 hours I'm already behind. So now I'm 6 hours. Like the math didn't work out right? So it's okay, let's just go to San Francisco for 3 days. And we did. We got to tour Alcatraz and she got to see Alcatraz and that whole, I've been to Alcatraz before, but I wanted to go do that with her and experience that with her. You know, we stayed at the Intercontinental, which wasn't cheap. You know, we ate at these fine, crazy restaurants that weren't cheap because you got the San Francisco tax, you got the county tax, you got the state tax, you got the Texas tax, and then you got all this other tax. And it's just like, before you know it, you spent $3,000 in 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, taste your dreams. Don't get me wrong. Work your butt off. Earn it. Don't reward yourself with some bleep you didn't earn. I'm guilty of that. I did that my first year. I would go out there and do something awesome, and then you wouldn't hear from me for 2 weeks. And then before you know it, I was right back to square one. Hey, I need help with leads. Dude, you just made like 10 grand. Where's your money? I blew it. So go out there and earn it. Most of us don't have a why, Stephen, because we either A, don't dream big enough, or B, we don't think we deserve it. God created each and every one of us to not be ordinary, but to be extraordinary, to be awesome, to flourish, to thrive. You weren't here to be average. He didn't create you to be mediocre. Get that crap out of your head. We're not mediocre people. We're here to do something awesome. So be awesome. And then I'll close with this, man. Chase your dreams, everyone. And don't let anybody, not your uplines, not your mama and your daddy, not your kids, not your spouse. Everyone should be aligned. But if they aren't, don't let anybody deter you from what you want most. You hold that stuff sacred. You protect it. You had a good 90-day run and you want to go out and buy a new car. Like I seen Andy Riddle bought a brand new Porsche. Dude, I was so stoked when he bought that car. Excited for him. I'm like, that's what we need. We need more people doing that. Terry Edwards just put a new pool in his backyard. That's what we need. We need more people dreaming, and then not only just dreaming, fulfilling your dreams by going out and busting your ass and getting what you want. Don't let anybody stop you. You are unstoppable. You're a freaking train coming down the track, and either people are going to get on that train with you or they're going to get ran the hell over. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it, man.
I love it, dude. I love your fire. And here's what I want to have Brandon do it. One, can you see how he lives in the future? He lives in the future, but he works in the present. He hit both those points. He lives in the future, but he works in the present. That's the magic of passion. And I'm going to talk a little bit about consistency later on, but that you see that he lives in the future. He's thinking about what he's going to do for, his guys and where they're going. And what he's thinking about that stuff while he's working in the present. That's how you stay passionate. And here's what it does. It keeps you from the past. It keeps you from the past. Here's the problem with the past. It's already been created. Nothing more can happen. The future has yet to be created. That's exciting. We can't be passionate in the present if we're stuck in the past. Because a lot of bad stuff lives in the past. A lot of passion drainers live in the past. Here's what lives in the past. Negative memories, disappointments, offenses, things we're holding on. All that stuff lives in the past because memories with stronger emotional markers reoccur first. That's why we remember negative stuff faster than we remember positive stuff. That's why we hear coaching someone and they're just negative and you can't. It's like, dude, there's so much positive that has happened. There's so much. They're stuck back there. Does that make sense? Entitlement lives in the past. Nothing will drain passion like entitlement. Well, I shouldn't have to. I should not have to do personal production at this point. That's entitlement. I shouldn't have to go to this meeting. I shouldn't have. That's when we're living in the past. When we're working in the present, living in the future, we can't wait to get to the next thing because we're excited. We got that passion. I can keep going on that, Beal. You lit it up. Thank you, brother. Number 3. Don't try. Do until you win. Don't try. Here's the problem with try. When we say we're going to try something, I'm going to try to go partner at Integrity. I'm going to try. Here's the problem with try. We've already built in an escape hatch from the work it takes to accomplish. We've already built in an escape hatch. So when the going gets tough or the first frustration happens, we got it. Woohoo! Remember, I was only trying. Woo! I'm out. I no longer have to chase my dream because I was only trying. No. Tinsley would say you're doing the Yoda part, Dad. There is no try. Yeah. Only do. When you are doing, you're going to do it until you win. You will be passionate. Because you don't have an escape hatch. You haven't built in the escape hatch that try leaves you. Try leaves you an out. I'm going to do till I win. Let me give you something on do till you win. If anybody can do it, anybody can do it. Hang on. If anybody can do it, anybody can do it. Mike Leventovich wasn't Mike Leventovich until he was Mike Leventovich. Riddle. We talked about Riddle just bought the Porsche, right? Riddle wasn't Riddle until Riddle was Riddle. Like Riddle didn't just it wasn't a matter of he answered an ad and Andy gathered the council of the alliance. For we had heard that the one that we have spoken of has finally arrived to sell a lot of insurance with us. No. My man Riddle came here and said, I'm going to do until I win, and that's why you see him winning. He didn't say, well, I'm going to try and see what happens. I'm going to do till I win. I love the thing with the mountain climbing. It was like, if I may not do it this year, but I'm coming. I'm like, that's do till you win. Does that make sense? That's how you stay passionate. Let me tell you something. Try infects execution. Determination fuels passion. You show me someone excited, that's someone that's determined. Big stuff. All right. Number 4, go back to the beginning periodically. I put that modifier in there. Oh, congratulations, by the way, Beal. 4 years. That's awesome, man. I meant to say that. It was on my mind, but then you got me distracted with all your excitement. It's infectious. You know what I'm saying? Be clear. I love doing these calls because of the guests I get to be around. Because then I walk away going, it's infectious. All right. Go back to the beginning periodically. Here's why. I said, don't live in the past. We don't live in the past, right? But we do need to go back to the beginning periodically. Let's go back to my concert illustration. Performer comes out. Ugh. Yeah, no. You guys, just so you know, I'm so over this. I don't know if you know this. I have done so many shows, and I'm just so over it. Head for the exits. That concert is going to be the worst, right? The ones that are the best are the ones that act like it's the first time every time. Write this down. Remember this. This is big and big. Beal, me and you pursuing marriage, right? Want to be great at it? This is big for us, brother. Here's what it is. Feels like the first time is a choice. Feels like the first time is a choice. I was showing Adam Burge how to do a conversion, and I was like, dude, this is so crazy. Like I was telling him, it's still crazy to me that I can speak a few words and then just money happens. Like it's still the magic isn't lost. I was thinking about this when I was flying to Dallas to speak at Guerra and Greco's boot camp and Hoyt and all those guys over there. They were putting on this boot camp, and I'm in the airport and I'm going, isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy that people that I'm going to get on an airplane because people want to hear what I have to say? Like that's crazy. It's still crazy to me. See, that's a choice to keep that alive versus, all right, I'm at the event. That no passion. Passion is, I still can't believe people want to know what I have to say about stuff. It blows my mind. Blows my mind still. That's a choice. Revisit the beginning. Don't forget that fire. Don't forget. And Beal did a good job of that. He highlighted, hey, here's something I learned in the past. But then he didn't say, yeah, and that was really tough, and I just remember that. No, he said, boop, remember, I learned this, Back to the Future. I'm back pursuing the future. Big stuff. So don't stay in the past, but periodically visit the beginning. Don't forget the magic of it. No different than a relationship. I still remember the first time I held Holly's hand. It gives me cold chills thinking about it. That's a choice. Don't be one of these people that's over it. Let me tell you something. Don't be one of these people that's just over it. No. Periodically visit the beginning. Remember the magic. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's the other thing. You look at people that are winning. On our team this year, top 2 personal producers. Hutch has put himself back in the mix a little bit there, but Rachel Midtune. Sorry, Rachel. Synapsis misfired. Rachel Midtune, Adam Burge. Here's the challenge for new people because they're brand new. I mean, they're new, and they've passed people left and right. The challenge will be, don't forget that. Don't forget the magic. Don't forget that. All right, number 5, be emotionally efficient as best you can. Because this one's hard for all of us. Be as emotionally efficient as possible. Everything's ish. Be emotionally efficient-ish. Why? Because we're all humans. At times we get too high or we're going to get too low, but be as emotionally efficient as possible. Here's why. Because when we go off on tangents, we're wasting energy and emotion. Our passion is going to be depleted. Because we spend all this motion and energy on this. Now we get to the business, we don't got it. Here's some tips. More with the pluses, less with the minuses. What am I talking about? The people. When you see on your phone, what feeling do you get? Are they a plus or are they a minus? Are they an energy depleter? Are they an energy filler? Are they a passion depleter? Are they a passion filler? What are they? Spend less with the minuses, more with the plus. We got to learn the difference between facts and problems. Other people's behavior after we've done our best, that's a fact. They acting crazy. I can't spend a ton of time there, right? Problem is I need to figure out how to get more appointments this week. Let me pour my passion into that. Problem is I need more unique writers. Let me pour my passion into that. It's putting it in the right places. Think about this. It's easier to stay emotionally even keel if you know you've already won. Those of you that don't know, I do like the Dolphins. I'm a South Florida guy originally. Eric Belair, you ruined my Sunday. The Dolphins had an amazing game. Amazing game. I, however, was DVRing it, Eric. I get a text from Eric. I was like, shoot. Oh, it was an amazing game. But guess what? I stayed right here because I knew the Dolphins won. Even when I knew there's no way. You're down 28 points at the half. What the world? And then I'm thinking, maybe Eric's crazy. I know Eric's crazy. I just didn't know which kind of crazy. And I was like, maybe Eric's messing with me. No. So then as it's unfolding and the crazy comeback is unfolding, I'm just like, I'm here. I'm not losing my mind. And I also wasn't losing my mind when we were losing. You've won. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. No reason to stay in the dumps. You've already won. We just got to get to that part of the timeline. All right, number 6. Feed yourself. If you want to stay passionate, you've got to feed yourself. Diana, can you give us a couple of quick minutes on this? I know you are big on feeding yourself and staying passionate. Are you with us?
I am.
There you are.
Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me on the call and having me. I feel like you and Brandon took a peek at my notes.
We get a bunch of passionate people together. That'll happen. I'll be backstage at an event going, stinking Adam Katz. He just stole my stuff. Light us up.
Passion is a strong and barely controlled emotion. And, that's what, we are. We are very passionate people. And you get that when you are feeding your mind, because you got to get your mind right. That's the main thing. It's a gut check. You got to be honest with yourself first and foremost, because you put out what you put in. You can't get Brandon Beal 6-pack abs if you are eating trash. It ain't gonna happen. You gonna have a potato body if you are eating trash. And you're gonna get the same thing from your mind. I love John Maxwell, Stephen Covey, Andy Andrews. One of my favorite books is The Circle of You. Once I read that, I listened to the audio. That's when I started saying, not my monkey, not my circus, because I can only control what I can control. I actually did a women's event and I gave away 20 copies of that book because it was that impactful to me. So you really got to control your circle, your surroundings, your mind. You also got to really, I insulate myself with making sure of who I surround myself with. Because the people you surround yourself with will affect your thought process, and they will also affect your income. Broke people stay together. And if you want to stay broke, then stay surrounded with broke people, because it is a precursor and an indication of what your income is going to look like. I remember being at an event and hearing the Leventoviches talk about how they didn't even put pictures on the walls of an apartment that they were staying in because they knew they weren't going to stay there. And it's resonated and stuck with me because we had to stay someplace. And when we moved in, I didn't unpack everything because that just kept playing in my head. And I was like, nope. But I don't want to get comfortable here. I don't want to get stuck in this situation. So, you got to make those connections, stay in places. Doc Rod said once at an event that, do you want to, hey, if you hang out with chickens, that you can't soar with eagles. So you really need to make sure that you are feeding your mind and feeding your soul, because that's what whatever you're putting into it is what you're always going to get out of it. It's it's a direct connection. You're never going to get to that next level. Like Brandon was talking about what you're looking for in your future. We did a breakout session once talking about your why, and somebody asked the question on how to stay on your why and keeping people from pushing you from it. And the person that was leading that breakout session said that if your why keeps moving, or if somebody can get you off of focus of it, then it was never your why to begin with. And that stuck with me too, because you've really got to make sure that you're maintaining that. Leading with that heart of service and compassion, staying focused, and like you were saying, going back and doing that check on making sure that I always like to do that check in on the 8 steps. And you talk about it all the time, seeing where you are on the 8 steps and being honest on where I'm at in that. A lot of times, Stephen, I'll even reach back out to you and say, hey, what do you think? Where is a good place that, I can be working in on? And doing that honest evaluation of yourself, because if you're not doing that, then why are you doing this? And that's how you can make sure that you continue to stay on track and feed that passion. Because if not, then that comes through. Then, you're just an Eeyore. And, ain't nobody got time for that. So, let's get it on and popping.
I love it. And all the stuff you're talking about is how you feed yourself, those resources. Whatever you put in is what's going to come out. And it's one of those things, right? It's good news and it's bad news. It's bad news that you can't get Beal's abs and eat whatever you want. It's like, I'm drinking these protein shakes, but nothing seems to be happening. Right? You got to feed yourself. You got to do this stuff, right? It's just what you put in is what you're going to get out. And so when I think about this point, and thank you, Dinah, I love your passion. You keep that passion full. And dude, I'm telling you what, you continue to, you keep Holly and I excited, because we know what the future is going to be like for you and Michael, and watching that happen is going to be fun. Thank you. But when we're talking about feeding ourselves, here's what it comes down to. Great stories. What are the great stories? I think about Gustavo Mercedes. If my passion starts to drain, I think about Gustavo Mercedes. The picture, seeing Mercedes at that meeting last night, no one, Gustavo spent 70 days in the hospital, is out of the hospital. During that whole time, she personally produced, they recruited, he's still healing, and he's on the phone recruiting agents. If that don't get you passionate, I don't know what to do. Does it make sense? Great stories. Here's the other thing. Great music. I love great music. Make sure with your message, though, I'm telling you what, I was an agent picked me up, and his production was kind of like this constantly. And he picks me up at the airport, and the first thing I hear in the car is, it's a John Maxwell thing. This is a Maxwell minute. And I'm like, all right, we're doing a good start. Very next thing on the shuffle was, I was like, I'm scared, number one. Number two, negative, angry message. You see what I'm saying? Great music. Be on purpose with it. I don't take chances with that. One of my favorite songs, when I'm getting my mind right, I love the Smashing Pumpkins Today. The message in that song is awesome. Today is the greatest day we've ever known. I mean, just good music that gets you fired up. Great music that gets you fired up. Great books. Diana mentioned some of those great books. Feeding yourself, and great people. Man, if you want to be passionate, you got to put yourself around. You got to go out of your way to get around passionate people. Let me tell you a secret about passionate people. I tell you a secret. They're hard to find because they're always on the go. Does that make sense? Passionate people aren't sitting there. They're hard to find because they're not sitting at home twiddling their thumbs. They're on the go. They're doing things. They're accomplishing. They're out there making things happen. So if you want to get around great people, be prepared to go. If you want to get around great people, be prepared to go. And it's whether you're talking this business or you're talking about your family. Again, those of you that know me, you know how passionate I am about family too. I'm telling you, get around great people. If I want to be a great husband, I'm going to keep myself around great husbands. I can't be around men that call their wife like, there's an old ball and chain right there. I married you, didn't I? I can't be around that. That's going to go in. That's going to come out. I'm going to say something stupid. I don't need help saying something stupid. I need help saying better stuff. Great people. When I was looking, I got invited to a CFG event. The first thing I'm looking at is who's there. Andy and Jane are there. Awesome. I'm looking at the other top people there. I'm going, yep, I'm excited about that event because great people. Does that make sense? But whatever you feed yourself is going to determine how long you can stay passionate, how full that tank feels. Think about this. As you're looking at your calendar, where is that stuff? Where is that on my priorities? Most people let that stuff happen by chance. That's why they lack passion. Be very on purpose. I'm looking at my calendar. I'm looking at my fourth quarter and I'm going, this place I'm going to be, this place I'm going to be, and this place I'm going to be, because I know in those three places, I'm going to get my tank refueled. And then the other places I need to go, I'll be ready. I'll have something to give. Does that make sense? Feed yourself. Here's the other thing. When you're feeding yourself to stay passionate, take a little bit of time at the beginning of the day to get present and positive. Take a little bit of time to get present and positive. The way I start the day, what am I grateful for in this day? What am I grateful for in the future? Who do I love? Why do I love them? Does that make sense? When you take time to get your mind right and then feed yourself, you're going to have that passion just coming out of you like crazy. All right, number 7, this is key. If we're going to stay passionate, we've got to be consistently productive. People come out of every event. I'm fired up. I'm so fired up. I'm so excited. I'll see people that I did a call with my team. Everybody's so excited. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. But do they know what they need to do? Does that make sense? Here's why. Excitement without consistently productive activity leads to disappointment. I'm going to say it again. Excitement without consistently productive activity leads to disappointment. That's why it feels so true for those people. It feels so true for them. Nothing ever works out for me, because they get excited, but then they're not consistently productive. So it leads to disappointment. And you collect those disappointments, you become discouraged, and then you're not far from woe is me. So it's not enough to just be excited. We've got to be consistently productive. This excitement, this passion, this energy, where am I going to pour it into? What am I going to do? What are my resources? Do I have enough leads to get? I'm excited. I'm going to get those 20 appointments. I'm going to get those 30 appointments. Okay. So then I've got to be consistently productive. So how many leads, how many phone calls? Does it make sense? I've got to take that excitement and pour it into that. I'm going partner. I'm going to go partner. I'm going to go partner. Okay. Awesome. What are we doing to bring on the team? Who on the team do you have lists from? Who do we need to talk to get a list? Once we get the list, who's calling that list? We've got to be consistently productive so that we don't end up to disappointment. Excitement without consistently productive activity leads to disappointment. Why? Because you can't make it happen without doing the things it takes to make it happen. Does that make sense? It's no different. We talked about abs, right? No, this is the year. This is the year. Well, I probably won't go to the gym today. And if I'm not going to go to the gym today, I'll probably just eat these potato chips and I'm disappointed. Guess it's just not in the cards for me. Does that make sense? I don't ever want you to feel that. Dude, this stuff, when Bill was talking about what you could do, if anybody can do it, anybody can do it. But we've got to have consistently productive activity so that excitement never leads to disappointment. They're excited. What are they going to do? And let me tell you something. The window to capture that excitement is very small. Nothing's more terrifying to me than a bunch of people leaving an event without leads to call immediately. Why? Because the window's small. I don't want them to lose their passion. I want them to take that excitement and turn it into passion that keeps them rolling. All right. Number 8. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. And I can tell you, here's what underachievers, here's what low achievers do. They'll look at a point like that and they'll go, well, if I had going on what Beal's got going on, I would enjoy the journey. If I had going on, if I was friends with Holly Davies like Diana Casteel, I would enjoy the journey. If I could fly and do meetings, I would enjoy the journey. Let me tell you something. This is big. If then thinking of that sort is totally destructive. If I had that, then I would. People do that in their marriage all the time. If she was like Holly Davies, then I would. I'm thinking of a joke I shouldn't tell. No, people do that, right? If only I was married to that person, then I'd be happy. If I lived in that place, then I would be happy. If I had this, then I would be happy. Let me tell you something. If we don't enjoy the journey when it's bad, we won't enjoy it when it's good. If we can't be happy now, we won't be happy then. We've all seen people like that. They got everything and they're miserable. If you can't be happy now, you won't be happy then. Doesn't mean we don't get frustrated. Doesn't mean we don't have discouraging things happen. I'm going to give you some tips that'll help in a minute to help you enjoy the journey. It doesn't mean all that stuff doesn't happen. I've had some very discouraging things happen this year, which makes it pretty much like every year. People are like, oh no, what happened to Davies this year? You know the part I'm alive? Or where is the pulse? There's 2 things I got to remember. Pulse and CPR. I know how to do both. I just forget how to do them sometimes. What happened to Davies? Because I'm alive, I'll have discouraging things happen. Hey, guess what? I hope to God I have discouraging things happen in 2023. Why? Because then that'll mean I'm still alive. I'm a big fan of it. A big fan of life. Big fan. Got to say, I'm very for me being alive. Does that make sense? It's going to happen. Enjoying the journey, here's what it is. It's about a posture towards the world. It's about a posture, not about a position, not about a set of circumstances. Enjoying the journey is about a posture, not a position or a set of circumstances. It's about a posture. I remember one day, this is one of those things, like anytime I'm thinking, it's about a posture. You ever see someone enjoy a job that you go, how in the world do they enjoy it? It's a posture. It's a posture. If we don't enjoy the journey now, we won't enjoy it then. Here's some things. How do we do this? I told you I'd give you some tips. If it's funny later, let it be funny now. Think about a lot of the stories you tell. You go, oh, yeah, I thought we'd never get out of that one. If you're going to laugh about it later, let's just laugh about it now. You say, well, that's not easy. I didn't say it was easy. It's a choice. I had something happen. This is what you'll catch me saying this a lot. Well, now I know that. And then I'll just laugh. Something I didn't know that a carrier does. I was like, well, that just cost me $3,000. Well, now I know that. And he said, well, that's easy for you. You've made millions. I was like that when it wasn't. Because it's a choice. It's a posture. And all the books I've read and the people, the stuff I've fed myself, right there, has always told me that is a posture. It's not about a position or a set of circumstances. Well, I know that. Well, now I know that. Oh, I didn't know that they counted premium like that. It cost me a raise. Well, now I know that. Let's do it again this month, right? Here's another one I'll give you. I'm a collector. This is how I view my life. I'm a collector. What do I collect, you say? I collect stories and adventures. I'm a story and adventure collector. I got a little monocle, a little explorer hat, a little backpack, and I'm off. Off to do what? I'm off to collect more stories and adventures. Especially when I travel. Oh my God, you do some of these crazy people out there. I mean, and the airlines do crazy things, and you just go, good thing I'm not taking this seriously. Good thing I'm just a story and an adventure collector, because that is insane. Put that in my backpack. Now I got another one. Off I go. Gonna find more stories and adventures. That's my posture towards life. That's how I enjoy the journey. And you say, well, don't you deal with people that just drive you crazy? It's like, yeah, but it doesn't drive me crazy because I'm a story and adventure collector. And so I'm enjoying the journey. Let me tell you something. Bad stuff's going to continue to happen to you and I if we let it drain our passion. People say, well, I just can't go all in again because this happened, or because that happened, or this person, or that person, or this event, or that. I just can't. That's as much a choice as enjoying the journey is a choice. Losing our passion because of what happens is as much a choice as choosing to stay passionate despite what happens. Let me tell you something. These 8 things absolutely work. These 8 things, as I'm talking about them, I'm going, God, Davies, you got to get better at that. You got to get better at that. Why do you let that one thing drive you crazy? Woo. All right, let it go. Why are you still thinking about that thing in the past? Why are you still thinking about, this? Let me tell you something. If we're living in the past, if the best days have already come, if the best is truly in the past, then there's nothing exciting left. See what I'm saying? I'm looking at these things going, I've got to get better at all these, because here's what I know. If I do these, I will stay passionate. If I stay passionate, I'll go partner. If I stay passionate, I will have a thriving marriage. If I stay passionate, I'll have amazing relationships with my children. And at some point, I can't say it. Not yet. I'm only 42. Holly the other day says, I'm looking forward to grandkids. And I'm like, I'm looking forward to still pretending I'm 30. Good thing I'm a story and adventure collector. Good thing I'm not trying to be perfect. All right, it is what it is, right? I know, though, if I'm passionate, all that stuff's going to be better. I know that if I'm passionate, I'm going to help a few other people. Have better. Does that make sense? If I'm passionate about my marriage, I know it's going to rub off on someone else. When I hear people that are like part of my team, part of my universe that are having thriving marriages, I'm like, yes, I got to keep being passionate. I'm going to try and affect some others. When I hear what Beal's talking about the levels and how he's going, I'm going, yes, my passion is right. If I stay passionate, I know good things will come from that. I know it won't stop frustrating things from happening, but I know it will help good things happen. We'll enjoy. I'm just telling you that all this stuff is all about our posture towards life. They're the passionate people that keep that posture. Those are the ones that the non-passionate look at and go, so fortunate. Guys, that's what I'm going to work to be. I'm going to work to stay in that group. Here's what I know. The fourth quarter has already started. You say, well, it's not October 1st yet. Guys, let me tell you something. Brandon talked about being infected with urgency. Yeah, Brandon, it's incurable. I'm infected with urgency too. I'm just telling you, the fourth quarter started. Those that bring it this fourth quarter, that's going to be who dominates 2023. And I'm telling you, if we could wish one thing for you, we want 2023 to be the best year in the history of your family. We want 2023 to be the best year in the history of your family. So come on out with us. Let's go. Let's not worry about everybody else. Let's you and I go lead with passion. Let's you and I bring passion to every event we're part of. Let's you and I get some other people infected. And let's you and I go make the fourth quarter epic and set ourselves up for an insane 2023, guys. Holly and I love y'all. Let's get out. Let's get it.